Call your mama and see if she'll get that. And he's like, I want Pokemon. I want T13s. I want this. I want that. And it's like, okay, baby, how was your day? What's going on? How is school? How's your grades? How's this? How's that? Like it's like you still have to like break through them always wanting something and bring them back down to reality. Like, hey, I need to know if you good. Like, what's going on? Because kids, they're not grounded like that. They're not adults to be like, oh, let me make sure I have a relationship with my daddy. Let me make sure I tell my daddy or my mommy how my day was, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of times you got to pull that out of them because they're still being raised.
Yeah.
They're not grown. They don't know what's what. And then whenever you put in, okay, whether the dad and the mom are together, how is their relationship together? What does that look like from a 11-year-old standpoint? How are they being affected with this? That all plays a part in it. So from my research that I did, apparently the mother of the daughter reacted and was pretty much just saying like, oh, this is terrible that you would bring something up like this, and
You'd be right.
anything, you need to talk to your daughter. This is embarrassing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because I guess people are reaching out to her. My thing is, if you don't want him to put it on the internet and talk about it, why are you responding to the internet about it? Y'all are not knit well to where y'all can just have these conversations amongst each other and fix your own junk in the privacy of your own situation. Y'all, like, he's coming out on the internet, she's coming out, and then it's like looking a certain way. It's like the only thing I can really say from my experience, children do this shit all the time.
Yeah, only issue I had was he went on the internet with it. His daughter can see this at a later time. That's the only issue I had. His daughter can see this when she get older. That's the only issue I had with it.
Nigga, she can see it now.
But also, she's 10. I just don't like that in the future she could go back. Dad, you talk to me like this? That's the only issue.
That's the thing. He didn't say anything disrespectful is what I'm saying. Like nothing of it was disrespectful. And just like I myself used to be a daddy's girl. And I would still be like, hey, daddy, you gonna give me this? Hey, daddy, can you give me this? Oh,
he said, hell no.
This or that or that or that. It's like, that's just how daughters interact. But when you hear it from somebody else, it's like, dang, that is kind of messed up. That kind of feels like, disconnect. But it's just how children are, their brains are just operating.
What is he going? Let me ask you a question. What is he gonna do when somebody has sex with his daughter, if he gets sensitive about that?
What?
I'm serious.
What the fuck are you talking about, Shampoo?
I'm talking about eventually, stop me if I'm lying. Eventually, his daughter is going to have sex with somebody.
What the fuck they got to do with it?
What is he going to do then?
What does that have to do with anything?
Spend time with me. She's always with him. And
I don't think it's that.
Yo, I swear this old nigga be on bullshit, son. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything, dog? Like, Anton, you gotta get rid of this old ass nigga, man. This nigga just be saying dumb shit. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with the conversation right now, dog? The fuck are you talking about, man? That was weird, son. That was weird as shit.
I don't think it's
that has nothing to do.
Yeah,
go ahead and say something. He's talking about.
I have a daughter, so I'm speaking from.
Can I please say something? Can I please say something? Because I just want to say a couple of things, please. Just let me land it. I'm really trying to do better. I'm trying to tell you, I'm 2026, y'all. No crash out.
Come on.
All right, shut up. Let me say it. Number one, when I listened to that video, I nearly shed a tear.
Me too.
I really felt how much this hurt him. Okay. Number two, I actually watched part of this video, and he did say, just for clarity, that he wasn't the greatest father, that he was out on the road, and he didn't see his daughter as much as he wanted to. Okay. So obviously the little girl has, some feeling about that. And I'm sure the mother, again, because they didn't you guys, he didn't in that video mention the mother, but it was brought up in the original video. Okay. They're not together. Okay. They're not in a relationship anymore. And we know how sometimes mothers can be when mothers are not with the fathers anymore, blah, blah, blah. The other thing that I wanted to say was, Carmaria, you have a good point. Yes. Because I think it's abnormal. And this is the reason why I say that, because your kids you raise your children to be that way. Now, let me just say that some kids, because they are children, they see what they want. They're little. This child is 10 years old. If that's 11, 12, that's still in that age range where they see something they want it. But here's the thing. The difference between you, Carmaya, and him is that your kids don't decide, I don't want to talk to you no more because you said no. He said that his daughter was like, if you don't give me what the fuck I want, I don't want to talk to you. So that's the difference.
That's on him.
Yes, kids do it. But in your case, you have these children and they're not like, well, fuck you. I'm not talking to you for the rest of my life until you get me this Xbox or this Gucci purse. Okay. Right. Now, the last thing that I wanted to say, the second to last, he shouldn't have said this on the internet because, like Savage said, she's very young. At some point, she's going to see this, and there's still hope for her that she can still be trained up to be, an adult who understands that you've got to work for things and you don't.
Who's going to teach her that? Him? Who's going to teach her that?
Well, no, it's going to have to be either him or her mother. Now, the last thing I want to say, and this is the big thing. I'm going to tie this into the first video. Y'all mad at this little girl, but this man, we're teaching these girls to be dependent upon men in a certain type of way, right? Hold up. Wasn't we just going off on this girl in this last video that was asking for a man to take care of her and to do things that maybe her father should have been the person she called?
She's 10.
I'm just saying that it starts at a very young age. We raise these girls to be a certain way, right? I personally, my father taught me how to fix my own damn brakes and my own, change my own tires. But I have I'm from a different genre and a different type of family.
And so with that being said, like that,
I can do my own.
Shut the fuck up, man.
I know the first person to call is roadside assistance, not some man that I'm fucking to come and help me change my tire. Okay,
because your father looked at you like that, like you big, you can handle
because I was raised a different type of way, so I can handle it. But I saw that video and I saw that he was hurt about it, yes, but he also wasn't around for his daughter during her formative time and when he should have been,
See, this is the issue, right? This is one of the biggest issues that men deal with, right? Because no matter what, you gotta, of course, you know what I'm saying, you gotta handle your responsibilities as a man, right? But when you walk in certain spaces, right? When you pick certain career paths, right? There's sacrifices that have to be made. When you choose to be an entertainer, we all know what comes with being an entertainer, especially if you are a successful entertainer. You dig what I'm saying? We all know what comes with it. We all know you got to be on the road. You know what I'm saying? Your days are pretty much stamped months at a time. You probably know what you got to do day in and day out for 2 to 3 months at a time. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I got to go out here and get this paper, but I know it's going to cost me something on the back end. You dig what I'm saying? Time is one thing that we cannot get back, right? But then on the other side of that coin, right? If you have too much time and you don't come with any resources, now you're a piece of shit and a deadbeat. You dig what I'm saying? And even the guys that have a happy medium or find a balance, somehow or another, they still end up hitting roadblocks as well. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. It's crazy that, and I feel bad for the brother that he got to go through that because of the career path that he did choose, and he is successful at it. You know what I'm saying? Like he does well from what I can see. You know what I'm saying? But to hold that shit against him is kind of crazy. You feel what I'm saying? And we're not about to sit up here and pretend as if that girl's mother does not play a part in this shit. Because she does. She does. No 10-year-old that I know of says shit like that. Oh, if you don't get this from me, I'm not talking to you. I don't know any 10-year-olds that talk like that. Unless they were raised in that environment. But hey, fuck do I know, right?
Being around her. So I'm just saying. That's all I got to say. Thank y'all for letting me.
I think that begs a bigger question. Do y'all consider men that are very resourceful to be the best fathers?
Yes, absolutely.
Wait a minute.
That comes with a price, you dummy.
Let me frame it.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Because guys that are very resourceful
don't have time.
Are often at times they don't have the capacity to be there as often.
Exactly.
As a guy that may not be as resourceful. Doesn't mean that he's broke. So let me clarify this, because a lot of times people try to say that, oh, you trying to say that they broke. That's not what I'm saying. A guy that is a regular everyday guy, make whatever, however much he make, but he's not a super resourceful guy, right? But he tends to have the capacity to be more there, right? More present.
He gets shit on too.
Super resourceful, they don't always have the capacity to be present. Don't mean that they don't care. Don't mean that they don't take care of their kids. Don't mean that they don't show up when they can or when they have to. Are guys that are super resourceful versus guys that may not be as resourceful versus guys that may not have maybe not even a pot to piss in sometimes, but is always available. Who do you consider to be the best fathers?
I don't think there's
I think the best fathers are the one that's not always there, but is there when you need them. Like if you have a family in the house, not outside over this and my baby mother, in the house as a family, you don't always have to spend time with your kids. People because the kids don't want to spend time with you.
No, I disagree with that.
Let me just finish. When we think that, oh, I better on my vacation, I'm gonna spend more time with my kids. It sounds good, but do you ever ask them or get the vibe from them that that's what they want? Sometimes they don't want to even look at you. It's not nothing.
The majority of the time, kids want to spend time with their parents.
Depends on the age.
The question that Anton really asked isn't really a question that you can just determine what majority is a best father. Now it just all depends. And I hate to say that it boils down to the being depends, because a man that's resourceful and always on the road and stuff, that don't mean he's not a good father. That doesn't mean. And the man that really has a lot of time on his hands.
That's why I asked the question to say who's the best father. I agree with you. It doesn't mean that he's not a good father. But what would you define?
Best father has to read the room.
You have to fill in the blanks, fill in where things are missing. No matter what the situation. If you're not at home, then you call your kids. You do the best you can by making sure they're taken care of. If you are at home, maybe it's all about filling in where things are needed.
In the regard of what Anton is saying, I would say the person that is there that has the most time, because time is very important for children. I don't care what anybody says on this panel. If you're there for your children, you can teach them, you can nurture them, or whatever and whatnot.
That's not true.
Correct.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck. There's some women on this planet that don't give a fuck about your time. They just give a fuck about how many dollars you putting in the motherfucking pot. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. You dig what I'm saying? And speaking from experience, you feel what I'm saying? I've been there. You know what I'm saying? With my first son's mother. You know what I'm saying? Where I had lost my job, child support stopped showing up, and I couldn't see my son until I started paying child support again. You know what I'm saying? So we're not about to sit up here and pretend as if, you know what I'm saying? We're not about to pretend like that shit is not a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the only motherfucker that has dealt with this shit. There's some other mothers out here that don't give a fuck about the relationship that their child has with the father. It's all about money. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? So, granted, I am of the belief that, you know what I'm saying, the person raises the child, not the money. You dig what I'm saying? So, realistically, you know what I'm saying, the person that could spend time with them the most would be, you know what I'm saying, more ideal, but that's not really how it go. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Like if you're there for your children, you can teach them, you can nurture them, or whatever and whatnot.
that's not true.
Correct.
It's about
I
quality.
think
That's
I
not
think
true.
the
What?
father that makes the most resources, the most successful father who's not always there because he's off making the money to make sure
So,
you have a good upbringing. I
so
feel like
explain that to
those
the
are the best
Mexicans.
fathers.
Explain that to the Mexican man that has a house full of people in their household, and he's there for his kids. Explain that to that type of man.
Mexican.
What the fuck are you talking about, guy?
Before y'all answer that question, before y'all answer the question,
Y'all,
let me ask you a question, Black TV.
all right, go ahead.
Would you say that Mexican kids in general turns out to be the best kids?
They could mow
I
lawns.
really can't really answer that because I don't
Exactly.
know Mexican kids.
Dummy.
I asked that question because it is. How do you measure whether or not he's a better father than the other guy that's not as present?
Got to give him a lawnmower test.
It's more resourceful.
Shampoo, shut the
Give
fuck
him
up.
a
That's a good question.
But
I mean, that's a good question. I just know that being a father and just kids like that's around me, time is everything. Time is everything. And especially to the single mothers that have kids and stuff, they always preaching that, oh, why you ain't in your kid's life? Why you ain't in your kid's life? And kids always gonna ask that question when they're younger, where's my father? Where's my father? And y'all mean to tell me up here on this panel that time isn't important? Are y'all serious?
It's important.
Nobody's saying time isn't important. I just
You
feel
ought
like
to know that
resources is
more than anybody.
No, that's why I agree.
I feel like resources is more important.
You
To keep it real, time is important, but it's mostly important for you. It's not mostly important for the kid.
Let me
It's
go
about
ahead.
the quality of time.
I think financial, like a man who has a lot of money, that's not always
I'm scared to say one, Mike.
Wait a
like
minute.
I think that I don't think that there's a 100% of a right answer, because there's men who are providers and mostly can only be providers because they're working so much, and their kids turn out to be crazy or have issues because they feel like, well, I didn't get enough time for my dad. And I think it depends on the child. Not every child requires the same thing. Somebody can have 4 kids and 2 of the kids might feel like they need time from their father, and the other 2 are just like, it didn't even affect me. So I don't think that there's really a good answer, because just because you have all the resources doesn't mean your kid is going to turn out to be a good kid. And just because you spend all the time with your children doesn't mean that your child is going to.
No. We're going to solve for this shit tonight. And the reason we're going to solve for it, tonight is because
I don't think there's an either or.
the reason that we're going to solve for it tonight is because we make general assumptions about everything and everybody else. We know that there's no one size fits all solution to what a good woman is versus a bad woman. All women go through shit. They may have a different childhood, all of that shit. Men, women, all of that stuff, old people, young people, whatever. Democrats, liberals, we make a general observation and assumption, and then we try to come to a conclusion. Y'all, I'm not gonna let y'all escape this.
So then I'll say the dad.
That's why I said if you're going with that narrative, time it's the parent that don't have resources, because He's not out there as much as the guy with the resources. Like you said, Anton, if you got money, you can't have money and time. You can't have both. Right. So the man that actually is having money and working his ass off, the guy that has more time, he's going to be the better parent. Just because he's there with the child, nurturing, teaching. The most important things you're supposed to do with your child. Once again, everybody on the panel, for y'all to say time is not important is some delusional.
I agree. Somebody saying
I'm a parent. I'm gonna tell you,
it's not as important.
I said it's not the most important thing. Is not time.
But you got to go off of what Anton is asking. You got to go off of what Anton is asking. You got to pick either or. If you're gonna pick the guy that's working 15 hours a day out there busting his ass off, or the guy that's at home.
I'd rather take the guy that's on it. I'd rather take the father that's out there on the road that's gonna buy me some goddamn motorcycle.
Yeah, but he's not there for the child. He's not there for the child. How he's gonna teach? How he's gonna parent his child if he's not there?
Calm down, Black TV.
The best way to solve for this is to ask a follow-up question, Black. All right, cool. So this guy that is there, but is not making as much as he possibly can, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
The kid now got to take out student loans in order for them to go to college. Does that play a role?
No.
A play a role in what?
It doesn't play a role in him being a good father.
A good father? No.
Interesting.
Wait, you said the.
So wait. So if your daughter has to take out student loans, and mine
because you don't want her to have debt.
Hold on, and mine doesn't, and yours is going to be spending the next 10, 15, maybe 20 years asking for student loan forgiveness and going on an income-based repayment plan, and mine is not. You were able to spend more time, and I'm making this a blanket situation, but you were able to spend more time, but maybe I wasn't. Are you telling me that you did that in a general sense, that the guy that spent more time, but she has to take out student loans, is the better father?
No.
Yes, because that has nothing to do with the situation, because majority of Americans are doing it anyway.
What the fuck? A majority of Americans got to do with you? Like it's. Listen, fam, and this is why I say it really doesn't fucking matter any fucking way, because at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, you could be the motherfucker that's there 24/7 and still be called a piece of shit. You could be the dude that's not there and pay everything and shit like that. You'll still be called. It doesn't fucking matter. You know what I'm saying? As long as that child knows who their father is and the type of man that their father is, and they can go to that man whenever they need to, and he's there whenever they need them, that's all that fucking matters. That's all that fucking matters. As long as that man is there whenever they need him, I think that's just what it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the extra shit is irrelevant. You feel what I'm saying? But y'all let me know how y'all feel down in the comments, man. And before you go, you already know I need you to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good shit, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Bow!